Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Today we are working on the practice questions on the Fourier sine and cosine series. This is our lecture number 14, and it is also the continuation of our previous lecture in which we start or we say I define the introduction, I give the introduction regarding the Fourier series of sine and cosine. Here it's question number, here I revise some results that I defined in the previous lecture, and one more thing that I have taken these questions from the book of DJ Zeal Advanced Mathematics, and with this I am also inshallah providing you the question exercise for your practice. Here we relate our definition or some concept with the previous lecture, whereas we know that when f of x is even, then you know the integral, the integrand within the periodic interval minus a to a f of x dx is equal to 2 times 0 to a f of x dx. Kept in mind when f of x is even, so our result from minus a to a f of x dx is equal to 2 times 0 to a f of x dx. When f of x is odd, then from minus a to a f of x dx is equal to 0. So by using these results we modify the formulas of the Fourier coefficients, in which we have a naught is equal to 1 over 2p from minus p to p f of x dx. So in this way you multiply this by 2 and reduce the length of the interval, from 0 to p, So you see here I am multiplying it with 2 and taking the length of the integral from 0 to p f of x dx. Similarly, an is equal to 1 over p from minus p to p f of x cos n pi x over p dx. Again you multiplied with 2 and reduce the length of the integral from 0 to p. So you see here I multiplied it with 2 over p and taking the length of the integral from 0 to p f of x cos n pi x over p dx. Similarly, bn is equal to 1 over p f of x from minus p to p f of x sin n pi x over p dx. Again I multiplied with 2 and take the length of the integral from 0 to p f of x sin n pi x over p dx. You note here when you are working with the Fourier sine and cosine series, how we can say it, it is a series of it is a Fourier series of sine, or we say it is a Fourier series of cosine. How you can find this? Because in our previous lecture I am telling you that cos is an even taken as a considered as an even function, whereas the sine is taken as an odd function. So in the above we see that when f of x is an even function, at that time it becomes 2 times from 0 to a f of x dx. So you see here, when if this f of x is even, when function is even, then you multiply it with 2 and taking the integral length from 0 to p. Okay. Similarly, if f of x is even here, and you know from the properties of the sine and the cosine Fourier series, in which when the product of two even function is an even function, if let's say if this f of x is even, and you know what is the nature of the cos, that is also even, so this function is even and this function is even, so their product is also an even function. So when it becomes an even function, you multiply it with by 2 and reduce the length of the integral from 0 to p f of x and this. Similarly, bn is equal to 1 over p, and if this f of x is at here if this f of x is even, and you know what is the nature of the sine of x, is a sine function, it is odd. So this function is even and this is odd, and you know what is the product of an even function and odd function, it is an odd function. And you know in the above results, when f of x is odd function, here that f of x is the product of these two, f of x is the product of these two functions. If this is, if the whole nature of these two functions is odd, then our results equal to 0. So it is these results based on the nature of the function. First of all, you have to find the nature of the function. First of all, you define the nature of the function, and then you solve which coefficient we have to find out. Which coefficient we have to find out. If, let's say, if we find a function is given and we check that is even, then you find only a0 and an. If the given function nature is even, then you compute a0 and an, because you know that when function is odd, it becomes 0. When function is even, then you do this step. So in this way, when the function is given to you, first of all you find the nature of the function, either it is even or odd. First you check its nature and you find the given function is even. If the given function is even, then you see here it is even, and this function at this step it is even, and this cos also behaves like a even function, so their product is also an even function. So these two coefficients are not equal to 0. Whereas bn is concerned, if this is even but the nature of the sine is odd, and you know the product of even and odd function is equal to odd, so this becomes 0. And now if the function is even, let we say let we have given a function and we find its nature. Let's say at this time its nature is odd. You know when this function is odd, so it is equal to 0. And when f of x is odd and cosine is an even function, this is odd and this is even, again their product produce an odd function, so this also equal to 0. Now when we move towards bn, here f of x is odd, this sine is also odd, the product of two odd functions equal to an even function, so at this step it is not equal to 0. At this step it is not equal to 0. So you kept in your mind, when the nature of the function is even, you only you find out a0 and an. When the nature of the function is even, you find a0 and an. At this step bn is 0. If function nature is odd, then a0 and an are equal to 0. You only find bn. Now we move towards some questions where you see that here I state some rules to solve the sine and cosine Fourier series. Number 1, first of all, we define the nature of the function, either it is even or odd. First of all, we find the nature of the function, either it is even or odd. Number two, if the function is even, then we find a naught and an, but at this step bn is equal to 0. The same thing which I have defined you earlier. Number three, if the function is odd, then we find only bn. Here a naught and an both are equal to 0. Now we move towards the exercise 12.3 by D.G. Zill. Here, find the nature of the given function. First of all, I am working on the nature, how you can find either the given function is even or odd. So I take question number 1, in which we define the nature of the function. Here f of x is equal to sine 3x. We set x as x is equal to minus x. So you see here I set x is equal to minus x. So f of minus x is equal to sine 3 into minus x. And you also know that sine minus x is equal to minus sine x. So this is equal to f of minus x is equal to minus sine 3x. So f of minus x is equal to minus f of x. As you see here this sine of x, this sine 3x is equal to f of x. This sine 3x is equal to f of x. So at the place of sine 3x I substitute f of x. So in this way you see here this function shows that this result shows that the given function is an odd function and it is symmetric about the origin. Now we move towards question number 2. Again we given a function f of x is equal to x cos of x. Again I set x is equal to minus x. So I write here f minus x is equal to minus x cos minus x, and you know that cos minus x is equal to plus cos of x. So f of minus x is equal to minus x, and at the place of cos minus x I write cos of x. So you see here this x cos of x is equal to f of x. This x cos of x is equal to f of x. So I write at the place of x cos of x f of x. So what this result shows that? This result shows that the given function is an odd function. And it is symmetric about the origin. An extra step I am also telling you. Whenever an odd function is given, it is you must keep in your mind that it is symmetric about the origin. Now take question number 3. F of x is equal to x square plus x. Now you substitute, set x is equal to minus x throughout the question. F of minus x is equal to minus x whole square plus minus x. F of minus x is equal to, you see here, this is x square minus x. There is no way that we take something common, some extra steps, that this question adopt this function's shape. This function here, this function adopt this function shape, the original function. There is no way that the original function comes again. So we say it is neither even nor odd. There is no way to plot the original function here. So it is called the neither even nor odd. Now we move toward question number 4. F of x is equal to x cube minus 4x. Again set x is equal to minus x. You see here f of minus x is equal to minus x whole raised to the power 3 minus 4 into minus x. When you open this is equal to minus x cube plus 4x. When I take this negative 1 common from here, you see here it acquires the shape x cube minus 4x, and you know that this x cube minus 4x, this x cube minus 4x, as you see here, this x cube minus 4x is equal to f of x. is equal to f of x. So you substitute at the place of this x cube minus 4x, you substitute here f of x. So this shows that the given function is an odd function and it is symmetric about the origin. Hopefully you understand what I am teaching you. Now we move towards question number 6. F of x is equal to e raised to the power x minus e raised to the power minus x. Here f of minus x, set x is equal to minus x, you see here e raised to the power minus x, then minus e raised to the power minus into minus x, it is equal to e raised to the power minus x minus e raised to the power x. If I take negative 1 common, it's get the shape e raised to the power x minus e raised to the power minus x, and you see here this is equal to f of x. So you substitute at the place of e raised to the power x minus e raised to the power minus x, you write it as f of x. So this shows that the given function is an odd function and it is symmetric about the origin. Now I move towards the piecewise function, how we find the nature of the, when a piecewise function is given and how we can find its nature. Let's take a question number 7. F of x is equal to x square in the interval from minus 1 to 0 and then minus x square from 0 to 1. Here this function has two parts. One is, here this function has two parts. One is x square and one is minus x square. So I am writing here as f of x is equal to x square and f of x is equal to minus x square. F of x is equal to x square and f of x is equal to minus x square. So I am writing here, you made change in one part of the function, either the first or in the second. Let me see. I write here in this part, I set x is equal to minus x. So you see here f of minus x is equal to minus x whole square. When I open its square, it is equal to x square. And from this part, you see here I am writing it as x square is equal to minus x. X square is equal to minus f of x. X square is equal to minus f of x. So at the place of this x square, I am writing this minus f of x. So when I write at the place of this x square this minus f of x, you see here f of minus x is equal to minus f of x, and it is an odd function and symmetric about origin. Now we take the other side. We do its alternate. F of x is equal to x square and f of x is equal to minus x square. Now we change in the second part. F of minus x is equal to minus into minus x whole square. When you open the square, it is equal to minus x square. And you see here this x square. Here this x square is equal to this f of x. You substitute at the place of this x square. At the place of this x square, you substitute this f of x. Again you see here the results are same. So our function is odd. In a question you only do one step, not it is required to do this step and this step. Only perform only one step. Now we move toward question number 8. F of x is equal to x plus 5 in the interval from minus 2 to 0 and then x plus minus x plus 5 from 0 to 2. F of x is equal to x plus 5 and f of x is equal to minus x plus 5. So I set x is equal to minus x here. As you see here, f of minus x is equal to minus x plus 5. And you see here this minus x plus 5 is equal to f of x. So I substitute at the place of this at the place of this I am writing here f of x. So f of minus x is equal to f of x. It is an even function and it is symmetric about y. Okay, when an odd function is given, it is symmetric about the origin, whereas an even function is given, it is symmetric about the y-axis. So question number 9, f of x is equal to x cube from 0 to 2. Here I write f of minus x is equal to minus x whole raised to the power 3. When I open its cube, it is equal to minus x cube, and you see here this x cube is equal to f of x, so I substitute at the place of x cube as f of x. So our result is f of minus x is equal to minus f of x. It is an odd function and it is symmetric about the origin. Hopefully you completely understand how you can prove the evenness and the oddness of the given function, either in a simple form or in piecewise form. Now we move towards the lengthier questions, in which I take the question number 11. In first 1 to 10 questions, in which you have only defined the nature of the function. In this exercise 12.3, in first 10 questions you only describe the nature of the function, either it is even or odd. And from question number 11 to onward, you find the respective cosine and Fourier cosine and or sine series. Here I take the question number 11. Here f of x is equal to pi from in the interval from minus 1 to 0 and minus pi in the interval from 0 to 1. First of all, as I was telling you, first of all, when a question is given, first of all you have to find the nature of the given function, either it is even or odd. So in this respect, we find the nature of the function, and we find out and decide which coefficients we have to calculate. So I take f of x is equal to pi, as you see here, and then f of x is equal to minus pi. So I set x is equal to minus x here, f of minus x is equal to pi, and at this place I am writing it as pi is equal to minus f of x. So at the place of this pi I am writing minus f of x. Okay, you see here f of minus x is equal to minus f of x. It is an odd function. And when I draw the graph, the same nature predict by the graph that this function is odd. You see here, from I take the interval from minus 1 to 1, and you see here the function value is pi and minus pi. From 0 to 1, the value of the function is minus pi. So I draw a line this from 0 to pi, and from minus 1 to 0, the value of the function is pi. So I draw a parallel line to this in the interval from 0 to minus 1. So it is symmetric about the origin. If you want to check either this function is symmetric or not, you take a pic of this graph, and in photo, what are the applications given in your PC, you rotate this diagram at 180 degree anti-clockwise. So then you see here it is symmetric about the origin. When you take a 180 degree turn, this graph shows the same behavior here. This red line comes here and this green line comes here. The shape of the function does not change. So in this way it is symmetric about the origin. When a function which is symmetric about the origin, it takes 180 degree turn. It takes 180 degree turn. So as we know that it is an odd function, we calculate only Bn. A naught and An at this place are equal to 0. So what is the formula of Bn? That is equal to 2 over P from 0 to p f of x sine n pi x over p dx. The given interval is, you see here, minus p to p from minus 1 to 1. The value of the p is equal to 1. Now you substitute the value of p in the above formula here. Bn is equal to 2 over 1 from 0 to 1 f of x sine n pi x over 1 dx. Now one important thing then that you kept in your mind, now your interval is 0 to 1, your positive interval. You take the value of the function in this interval. You take the value of the function from this interval. As you see here from 0 to 1. From 0 to 1. Our integral is from 0 to 1. You see here from 0 to 1. What is the value of the function is? That is minus pi. That is minus pi. So I write at the place of function minus pi sine n pi x. This pi is constant, I am taking outside. What is the integral of sine n pi x? That is equal to minus cos n pi x divided by n pi. When I simplify this and evaluate this at the given limits, I get cos n pi into 1 minus cos n pi into 0, and this becomes 2 pi over n pi. This pi is cancelled with this pi, and the remaining results are 2 over n. And by using De Moivre's theorem, it is equal to cos pi whole raised to the power n. Cos pi whole raised to the power n, and you know cos 0 is equal to 1. Here you see cos pi is equal to minus 1. This becomes minus 1 raised to the power n minus 1. So required Fourier series is f of x is equal to summation n is equal to 1 to infinity, because we are not writing here a naught and a n because they are 0. So only we write the value of bn here. Summation n is equal to 1 to infinity. What is the value of bn? That is 2 over n from minus 1 raised to the power n minus 1. I am writing here 2 over n minus 1 raised to the power n minus 1 into sine n pi x over p. What is the value of p? That is 1. So this is our required Fourier sine series. This is our required Fourier sine series. When the given function is odd, the Fourier series that you find is called the Fourier sine series. When the given function is even, then you find the Fourier cosine series. Now we take another question, question number 12. Here the question is given, the value of the function is 1 in the interval from minus 2 to minus 1, and the value of the function is 0 from minus 1 to 1, and the value of the function is 1 in the interval from 1 to 2. So I am writing here f of x is equal to 1, f of x is equal to 0, and f of x is equal to 1. I made a change here, set x is equal to minus x, this is equal to 1, and you see here this 1 is equal to f of x. This 1 is equal to f of x. So I am writing here at the place of this one f of x. So what kind of nature this shows? This shows an even function. This shows an even function. When you draw its graph, you see here the intervals are minus 1 to 1, then from minus 1 to minus 2 to minus 1, then minus 1 to 1, and then 1 to 2. So you see here from minus 2 to minus 1, the value of the function is 1. So I draw a line over this interval parallel to 1, and from minus 1 to 1 the value of the function is 0. So I'm drawing a line parallel to the x-axis, on the x-axis, and then 1 to 2 the value of that function is 1. So I'm drawing a line parallel to 1 in the interval from 1 to 2. So it is symmetric about y-axis. As you see that the given function is even, so it is symmetric about y-axis. So as it is an even function, we find an and a naught and an. Here bn is equal to 0. So the values of the intervals are, the given interval is minus p to p then minus 2 to 2. So when you simplify this, you get p is equal to 2. A naught is equal to 2 over 2p 0 to p f of x dx. Now I substitute here the value of p here, as you see 2 over 2 into 2 from 0 to 2 f of x dx. 1 over 2 after simplification. Then I split the integral. First from 0 to 1 and then from 1 to 2. Here from 0 to 1. From 0 to 1. You see here from 0 to 1. 0 to 1 lies in this interval. The value of the function in this place is 0. So I am writing here 0. I am writing here 0, and from 1 to 2 the value of the function is 1. The value of the function is 1. When I integrate this, I get 1 over 2. Now an is equal to 2 over p from 0 to p f of x cos n pi x over p dx. Substitute here the value of p, that is 2. So it becomes 2 over 2 from 0 to 2 f of x cos n pi x over 2 dx. And again I split the integral from first from 0 to 1. Here the value of the function is 0 cos n pi x over 2 dx, plus then from 1 to 2. Here the value of the function is 1 cos n pi x over 2 dx. This integral becomes 0, and now we evaluate this integral. When I evaluate this integral, it becomes sin n pi x over 2 divided by n pi over 2 from 1 to 2. I take this, I simplify this as 2 over n pi. Then I substitute their respective limits. Sin n pi over 2 into 2 minus sin n pi over 2. Here you see that 2 over n pi into, when this 2 cancel with this 2, this becomes sin n pi minus sin n pi over 2. By using De Moivre's theorem, I write it as sin pi whole raised to the power n minus sin pi over 2 whole raised to the power n. You know that sin pi is equal to 0. So it becomes 0, and sin pi by 2 is equal to 1 raised to the power n. So in this way, 2 over n pi into minus 1 is equal to minus 2 over n pi. As it is even function, so our Fourier series is called the cosine Fourier series. The required cosine Fourier series is f of x is equal to a naught plus summation n is equal to 1 to infinity a n cos n pi x over p. Now I substitute the respective values. A naught is equal to 1 by 2 plus summation n is equal to 1 to infinity, and the value of this coefficient, that is minus 2 over n pi. I am writing here minus 2 over n pi into cos n pi x over 2. This 2 over pi is constant taken outside from the summation sign, and the remaining is, it is called our Fourier cosine series. Inshallah Ta'ala, we will meet in our next lecture where I perform some more questions on this. Till then, take care. Allah Hafiz.